Well, hello everyone to the first webinar by MD Online. My name is Magda. I'm Quality Translation Specialist at MD Online. I'm also a PhD student in translation, and I'm a translator myself. I have quite an experience, and I specialize in medical translation. Here with me is my colleague also with MD Online, also a PhD candidate, Magda. She will be answering all your questions in the chat. So if anything happens, just write it down in the chat and we will try to figure out what's going on. So no worries about this. Okay, and why are we meeting here today? Basically, because we at MD Online strongly believe that CAT tools are of great importance and are very beneficial to translators. From my point of view as a translator, they help me a lot. They make translation faster, especially when it comes to formatting, because you don't really have to worry about this. And it keeps the terminology very consistent. It helps us with the quality of translation. So these are all the things that we want as translators. Something that will help us keep the quality going at the right level, because basically we don't want to get claims, right? We don't like any revisions or something like this, and CAT tools help us avoid it. And there is one more thing. As more and more the technology comes into our lives, clients, they prefer working with translators who actually use CAT tools. So I'm here to tell you how to use CAT tools, make it easy for you, and I will show you just ropes around CAT tools. I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I will show you a short presentation that I created. Introduction to CAT tools. So basically today on the agenda, we have around 10 minutes of theory in which I will tell you what CAT tools are, what types of CAT tools we can find, how can CAT tools help in translation process, and I will also cover the topics of quality and consistency in translation. Then we will move on to the more practical part. So we will set up a project in SmartCat. I will show you how to do this, what problems may occur in SmartCat, and then there will be the time for your questions. So if you have any questions or any remarks that you want to share with us, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have some questions as I speak, you can write them down in the chat window, and then after my presentation, we can have a little discussion of our own. The entire webinar will last roughly around 30 minutes. Maybe longer if you feel talkative today, which I will be very happy if it was so. Okay, so let's jump right into it. CAT tools. This is an abbreviation that comes from the words computer-aided or assisted translation tools. So translation with CAT tools is machine-aided human translation. And this human translation is very, very important here, because a lot of people mix up CAT tools with machine translation, which are two totally different things, which I will show you in the practical part. But for now, you just have to trust me. This is not machine translation. A machine-aided human translation ensures the highest possible quality of the translated text. It's like meeting the best of two worlds. So we have the human translation, which guarantees the correct interpretation of context and wordplays and culture-specific elements and styles, while the aid of the computer program helps maintain consistency in word choices, which is very important, especially in longer texts, where you just cannot remember which synonym you used, and you just don't want to waste the time for looking, right? So this is where your computer can help you. You don't waste the time looking and searching because it just pops right up. CAT tools are especially useful in highly repetitive texts, for example, in manuals. They can speed up the translation process by up to 40%. That's quite a lot. I mean, imagine if you were to translate quite a long text, it would take you 10 hours to do so. With CAT tools, you can do it in 6. I mean, this is earning money faster. A win-win situation, really. But the biggest advantage of CAT tools is the fact that even what later on appears as a repetition on the computer had to first be translated by a human translator. So basically, when you download your first CAT tool, or when you log into a CAT tool platform, you have to teach your CAT tool to help you. Nothing is in there, nothing is 100% automatic. First, you have to work with your tool to teach it how to help you. So sometimes people ask me, how much can I trust my CAT tool? And my answer is as much as you can trust yourself, because this is your translation, just the computer reminds you about it. So this is what I think is the best thing about CAT tools. There are different types of CAT tools. Some tools are offline, which are programs that you simply download on your computer. You don't need to access the internet. You don't need to log into any platform, nothing like this. You can work simply from your computer. Some of those programs are free, for example, Magoti, or paid like SDL Traders or MemoQ. Some tools are online, so there's no need to download anything. You just simply log into a platform and you can work from there. The interface is very user-friendly, so it's very easy to use even when you see it for the first time. It gives you easy access, easy sharing of the project with project managers and other translators. So for example, when you have to split the project, share it with a group of translators, it's easy to show some problematic passages or something like this. Or when you, for example, translate for us for FD Online and you have a question or a problem in the text, it happens, it's natural. You can just write us a message, I have a problem in line this or this in that project in SmartCat. And we can easily access this project, see what's going on, contact the client, get back to you. So we can all work towards the common goal of meeting the client requirements. So this is basically the great advantage of SmartCat or online CAT tools. Today I will show you SmartCat as an example of online CAT tool, because we basically at MD Online we use SmartCat a lot, and we think it's really great choice of CAT tool, because it's really easy to work with, easy sharing, no problems really with anything, but I will show you this in a moment when we reach the practical part of this webinar. Quality and consistency in translation is very important, especially in highly specialized text. Consistency in terminology is the key to successful translation. CAT tools help translators keep consistent vocabulary not only throughout a text, but also in long projects or even in a long-standing cooperation with the client. So imagine a situation when you work for a client for several months, you translate a whole load of pages, and then they come back to you after several months. There's no way to remember every single word we use in this translation. But this is where CAT tools help us. We don't have to remember because our computer remembers. And it's way easier for the computer than for us, right? Consistency in terminology is extremely important if you want to obtain a text which is clear, concise, and informative. Think about scientific papers or something from my area of medical translation. We have to be very clear about the terminology. There is no room for synonyms or slip-ups or mistakes. And this is basically for every single document you may translate. This works basically the same in business translation or legal translation. This is where computer can help you a lot. About how computer can help you, I will tell you in the second webinar. So far, let's just focus on the basics. But the advantages of cat tools. We have faster translation. We have consistent terminology. This is something I will underline a lot today because this is very important. We have a document that is translated in 100% by a human translator. So no place for Google Translate, no place for any machine translation, and easier and faster formatting. I mean, in very complex text where there's a lot of formatting, this can be a very time-consuming issue, right? Imagine if something can do it for you. So basically what cat tools do, they take the text out of the formatting, you translate the text, and once you export the document back into its original form, the translation is put into the right formatting. So a lot of it, the majority of it, can be done automatically for us. Again, who wouldn't like that, right? In SmartCat, today I will show you SmartCat. We have the 3 basic functionalities of any cat tool. These functionalities can be found basically in every single cat tool. So they can be also found in SmartCat. We have our main tool, editor. This is where you type in your translation. This is this basic interface you work with when you translate. We have translation memory. This is this functionality which help you remember what you have already translated. We will have another webinar solely on translation memory. So you can follow us on social media and I will update you on the next webinar, even if you don't, so you'll stay up to date no matter what. And you can have reference files. So any glossary your client sends you, anything, you can just upload it there. And you don't have to struggle around your computer looking for things. You have everything in one project. It's very, very neat. And it saves a lot of time, especially if any one of you is like me and tends to have a little bit mess on the computer. So yeah, it makes things really a little bit easier. But we have to remember that computers are not humans. They have their limitations. So there are a number of different formats that SmartCat can work with. What should be remembered for now, files that are not supported by SmartCat are PDF, RTF, and scanned documents. SmartCat just does not work with it. Easiest choice would be just to go with a plain Word file. It works well with SmartCat, no problems whatsoever. But if you try to insert a PDF or a scanned document, it just doesn't see it as a translatable document. There are other cat tools which can process scanned documents or PDFs. It's just not SmartCat. So now I will show you a little bit of practical side here. So this is our SmartCat page. I'm going to sign in here. Takes a moment. So you can use your email, you can use your Facebook or LinkedIn or Google or Prose. I use my Google just because it's easier and faster. Yeah. So basically, this is our headquarters, let's call it. This is where everything that we are doing is. Every single project will appear here. You have this progress bar here. This is very important for you if you want to be punctual on your projects. You can see how much % you have left to translate. I really like it because it helps a lot to manage the deadlines and be on top of everything. Here on the left-hand side, you have anything and everything you can do as SmartCat. So here are my tasks. So all the things that I have to do, right? Linguistic assets. Here we have translation memories, we have glossaries. We will cover linguistic assets on the next webinar. If you get paid through SmartCat, here you can have it done. You can search for jobs, refer to a client. Everything is here on the left-hand side. So let's jump straight into starting a new project. So you just simply click create a project, the plus here. I will show you the text that I chose for today. It's a text that I wrote not very long ago. You see that it's very short. The formatting is quite clear, but we have some bold here. This will be important in just a moment. So this is what we will work with today. I will select a file for translation. It's a simple Word file, so you can see a document here. Translation memories, if we have any, we insert them here. Reference files such as glossaries or style guides or anything that your client sends you goes in here. So we can change the name of the project. We can select a deadline. It's good if you want to stay on top of everything, if you have a lot of projects going on. It helps a lot to have a selected deadline. We have source language here, and no matter what language you translate from or into, you have quite a lot of them in here. So quite a lot to choose from. Today I'm going to translate from English into Polish. Yeah. If there are any comments in projects, sometimes clients send us something, you can put them in here in order not to forget. And I told you a couple of minutes ago that CAT tools are not machine translation. Here you can see the proof. We have the box use machine translation. So of course we can use machine translation within CAT tool, but CAT tool itself does not equal machine translation. Well, we're not going to discuss the pros and cons of machine translation. I'm not the biggest fan. Basically at MD Online, we're not fans and we do not accept machine translation. But there are different clients, different requirements. But here you can see that machine translation and CAT tools are two different things. So you can use machine translation within CAT tool or on its own, but CAT tool does not equal machine translation. Okay, so anytime your client says, why are you using CAT tools? It's machine translation. Now you know it's not. It's something totally different, which we may or may not use. I don't use it, and I strongly advise you not to use it on your own. And we click Finish. This is our summary of the project, and we can open it here. You can see the progress bar is here at 0%. This means that nothing was done so far with the text. So I'm going to open the document. Takes a moment. Right. So on the left-hand side, we have our source document. On the right-hand side, we type in that translation. All the bars here are movable. Because for example, I hate it when it's so up, like here. I don't like it. I like to see as much of the text I can, so I just drop it down to have more text visible in the window. We don't have any linguistic assets, so here nothing will come up. We can focus today only on the target. So I will type in the first line. Now, we have a sentence translated. In order to have the segments, the line confirmed, we can either use Control and Enter. Now you see that here, translation turned into done. Or we can just click this box here, confirm the segment. Basically the same effect. What capitals do not allow us to do, in majority the capitals do not allow us to do so. Smart cat is not different here. If we don't type anything, we cannot confirm it. This helps a lot because when you translate in a simple Word document, it sometimes happens that we skip a fragment. A sentence, if it's a short one, right? Here, there is no way to skip a fragment. We have to put something in every single line. I don't want to really waste the time here and make you watch me translate the text that basically I have written, so this wouldn't be fair. I'm going to put something in every single line. So see, Smart Cat and any other cat tool is not foolproof. Basically, we can avoid some stuff, right? We can make it do what we want, basically. But you have probably noticed that we have this red sign here. It's probably about this dash. Basically, what SmartCat does is if we have any punctuation mark in the source text and we do not insert it in the target text, this yellow mark will pop up. Sometimes it happens that, for example, in Polish, we put a lot of commas. In English, not so much. But SmartCat is just a computer, it's just a computer program, so it mechanically counts the number of commas, the number of full stops, the number of dashes. So we have to be aware that it all depends on the language. Sometimes we put a comma in the same place as in English, sometimes not. It's a normal thing. It all depends on the language. And this yellow mark just tells us that there is slight difference in the punctuation, but still you can confirm the segment. So it's not a problem, it's just an information for you that there is a difference, but it may not be a mistake. Okay, it's just a part of the automatization. I'm going to go on fooling SmartCat today. I hope it will forgive me. And we get to the last part. And we see those little yellow thingies. These are called tags, and they help us a lot because they show us that there is a change in formatting. See, this is this bold here. This is what the tags are about. So I hope you will forgive me, but I will have to actually translate this line, so give me a moment. Okay, so this is the translation of this sentence. And if I try to confirm it without inserting the tags, you see we have the red one here. It's like with a car. You know, when something orange pops up, it's like, maybe take a look, but it's nothing too serious. If it's red, this is serious. Basically, if you look up here, where we have done button, we cannot confirm a segment, we cannot finish the project. And this button here, this red flag, is basically about the tags. SmartCat is missing the tags. What we can do is we click where we want them to go, and we click on the tag. It has to have the same number of tags in the same places, which is quite frustrating at times. Should be good now. Yeah, SmartCat says it's good. I'm going to trust him with that. So basically, in order to get the same formatting as the original, to have these few words in bold in the end, we have to put the tags in the right places. And this is basically it. You can see here that still it shows some problems, like a misspelled word. It means that it's just not in the dictionary of SmartCat. The word exists, it's written correctly, but it just doesn't exist in the spell check dictionary that SmartCat has. And it's probably about this period here, because it does not exist in English. Still, it's not a mistake. It's just a difference between Polish and English. This is what it should be translated as in Polish, so just don't worry about the yellow ones. They're not scary, they're just like tiny little signs of take a look, maybe you're missing something or not. The red ones, they're important. So only beware the red ones. With the yellow ones, we can live. So once we have everything translated, we have this little button here that says done. This is the moment when every translator says hip hip hooray, I'm done. If something is not done, if we, for example, have not confirmed segment here, line, it's no longer done. We cannot finish the project. So we have to translate and confirm every single line. For example, if we translate and leave the line just for a moment because we want to think about something or we want to check something, we just don't confirm it yet. We cannot finish the project without going back to this line. So again, SmartCat reminds us that there is something we have left and that we want to think about it. So nothing done yet, we have to go back there and actually think about it and confirm it. And now it can be done. And now it says completed. Here, this little button, it's a download. In download, you can choose different things. So you can download the original file, which in this case would give us the file in English. You can download a bilingual Word file, which I will show you now. It's basically a table in which on the left-hand side, we have the text in the source text. On the right-hand side, we have the translation. And for example, if we want to get a second opinion on the text, if you want to have the text proofread by someone who, for example, doesn't use SmartCat, you can just export the text into this table, send the file over, and then it's easy to track changes because you still have the line numbers. So if there are any changes, you don't have to scroll through the entire document and look for it. No, you just take a look at what is the line number and deal with this very line. No need to go through everything over and over and over again. Sometimes I like to use it even if I don't send it off for proofreading. It's just I don't want to work in SmartCat. I want a plain document so I can take a look, compare, see if I have made any mistakes, fix them, then import them back into SmartCat. As you can see, no formatting here. We should have this in bold. It does not appear in the bilingual Word file. So no formatting in this table. To see the formatting, we have to download the target. We have here translation. We download it and we open it. Yeah, looks good with those AAAs, right? But no matter. Basically, we have the text translated. I mean, if I have actually translated the text, we wouldn't have the AAAs. And see, we have the formatting done. It's a win, right? So here you can see how it helps. I don't have to go back. I mean, this was short text. It's not really a problem, but imagine 50 pages. Going back and forth, checking the formatting, checking every full stop, checking every bold, every italics. This is exhausting and it's time consuming. And it's not really worth the effort. If we can get it easily done, and it will make the client definitely very satisfied with our work if it's very detailed and we're paying attention, or the program is paying attention to the details, the client will definitely be satisfied with it. So see, automatization, it's nothing scary. It's good, it's easy. Because imagine translating a book. I can't imagine this without CAT tools. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. Okay, so basically this is SmartCat. Now we can go back to the home page. And now our progress bar is at 100 and we're happy. See in my